What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome back to the channel, where today we are going to be talking about all of the wonderful things that I have lined up to read during the month of April. So yes, it is April TBR time already. Where has this year gone? Not that I'm mad about it. I cannot wait to get back to September for multiple reasons. One, I love the holidays. I start decorating in September for fall, then Halloween, then we get into Christmas. I just love decorating. I mean, I have an Easter egg tree. Second reason is that's when Halloween Horror Nights returns to Universal Studios, and I practically live at Universal 2 to 3 nights a week all throughout September and October. I've been closely monitoring the Twitter accounts to see what houses we're gonna get and all that fun stuff, because I do have a little bookish project that I think would be really fun to match up with one of my favorite times of the year. More on that later. Let's get into the April TBR. Let's start with the things that I will be reading digitally. I'm going to be reading for my short story collection to review Damon Manx's newest release called Manxiety. Love that little play off his name. I am so excited. I read a novella that he wrote last year. I loved it. It featured an author as the main character. I love authors as main characters. Stephen King turned me on to that trope, and I have just been in love with it ever since. So he has a new collection coming out April 27th. You're going to hear all about it on the Nerdy Narrative here first. Make sure you're following my Instagram account, because that's where I post my little mini reviews about the short stories as I read through them each day. And then of course I'll be talking about it briefly here on weekly reading wrap-ups, and then of course a review. Next, I have the arc for No Port in a Storm by Cal Black. This is the second book in the Legends and Legacy series. I read the first book, No Land for Heroes, and absolutely loved it. It is a Gaslamp Western fantasy, cemented my love for that subgenre. I cannot wait to see where the series is going to go. The cover is gorgeous. My best friend Kate sent me a copy of the physical book for my birthday to put in my collection, and I'm going to have to be getting this one as well. Once again, I'm saving a spot for John Palladino's Buzzards Ball. I know y'all have been hearing me put this on my TBR all year, but like I said when I first put it on the TBR, I mentioned it, it's going to have an honorary place until I get that sucker in my hands to read it. It's one of the best reads that I had last year. It's one of my favorite books that I read last year. I'm dying to see what's going to happen in this one. Now, I do have some secret books that I'm going to be reading that I can't tell you about because I'm trying something new. I'm trying a new idea, and so I'm going to keep those books a secret. I'm going to try. It's such a habit to track everything, and I put stuff in certain places so that I make sure I cover it in my weekly reading wrap-ups. I hope I don't screw up. If I screw up, I screw up. But I'm going to try and keep it a secret because I have a video idea that I want to try. Now, let's get into some physical reads that I have here I'm going to be reading. Kingfisher, Nettle and Bone. I just got this one. My friend Stacy sent this to me for my birthday. I'm so excited to be reading a Kingfisher. It's my patron pick of the month. My patron Amanda, who has a channel called The Reading and Writing Life. I'm going to have her link down below. Check her out. She went through my want to read list on Goodreads, and she picked a whole list for me to choose from, and I just had to go with the Kingfisher. Amanda actually wants to read this too, so we're going to buddy read this one together. I cannot wait. I don't know if it's a fantasy or a horror novel. Kingfisher writes both. I'm going to find out organically. I'm not going to read the back of the book. But wait, I have to show y'all this cover up close. Like, look at the bones and the letter and the knife. I'm so excited. And finally, after almost a year of you hearing me talk about this book once or twice a month, I'm going to be reading A Bunch of Fives by James Flynn. This is going to be my other short story review. This is a collection of 5 hard-hitting short stories by James Flynn. I love the other collection of his that I read, The Hand That Pulls You Under. So I'm dying to get into this one and see what these stories have in store for me. Also, just a heads up, the author is doing a giveaway for this collection, plus a few other items that come from this collection. I'll put the link to the author's website down below so you can check that out and enter in that competition to win. I will also be reading Victoria Tekken's Phase. You all know this author as the YouTuber Tori Talks. I will have Tori's channel linked below. She has some great conversations with other authors. Being an author herself, she just really knows some wonderful questions to ask, just dig deep and get some interesting conversations going. Now, as far as what this one is about, werewolves. That's all I got for you. That's all I want to know. I don't want to read the back of the book and get into it because sometimes the back of the book gives me more information than I want to know going in. So I'm not going to refresh my memory. I'm just going to read it. I'm going to talk to you guys all about it. I want to say Andrew's Wizardly Reads read it and reviewed it recently. He's been talking good things about it in some of his shorts that I've seen. I'll have his channel linked below if you want to check those out, get a little more information if you want more about phase. When I'm about to read a book, I just don't want to go snooping through those synopses. They have a tendency to give away spoilers or they set my expectations and I just don't want to risk it. So I'm just going to send you to Andrew's channel for more information. And of course I'll have the book linked below if you want to check out the Goodreads description. Next is another review read that I've been dying to get to. But when I got this one in the mail and I just saw the cover and I read the back, and I'm not going to read the synopsis again for reasons I just went over, but it's kind of hard to miss the don't play with dead things. I cannot wait. The Undertaker's Daughter by John James Minster, a novel of supernatural horror. And we know I am a big fan of supernatural horror. And I will be continuing Book of Thrice Dead series by Joseph Sale with Beyond the Black Gate. Oh man, I am so excited to see where this is going to go. I'm not even going to try to guess because it's just impossible. My brain is not big enough, imaginative enough, creative enough to keep up with the genius that is Joseph Sale. But I'm looking at what appears to be a griffin. There's somebody on the back of it. It looks like she is pulling lightning from the sky and shooting it. I can't wait. I just cannot wait. I'll link reviews for the previous novels in the description below. Put them up in the cards, at least as far as I could get, because once you get to a certain point, you can't review it because anything you say is going to give away spoilers for the rest of the series, and I don't want to spoil anything. And then, Dearest, Samirs, The Crew. This cover, this is what sold me. Because this guy right here, that looks like Inuyasha, which is one of my favorite anime shows ever. I have read about halfway through the manga series. I need to finish that, by the way. You know, just everything I have seen about it from readers who have read it have had the best time, and I cannot wait to join their ranks. And then the final one that is on my TBR, I will be continuing the Wheel of Time series reread with The Shadow Rising. I can't believe I'm already to book 4. I am reading this one as part of a read-along that is hosted by the Literary Apothecary. I'll have her channel linked down in the description below. We've been having live shows each month on the last Saturday of the month about each of the books. I've had such a good time going down memory lane with this reread because this is one of the most intricately woven fantasy stories I've ever read. I still absolutely love this series. The world just feels like a real place to me. I'm just telling you, I close my eyes and I can see all of these places, all of these cities that our characters are going. I don't always remember what's going to happen or show up in each of the books, so it's been a little surprise each time. So I'm excited to see what surprises await me in The Shadow Rising. And that is going to do it for all of the books that I can tell you about that I'm reading in the month of April. We'll see how well I do at keeping the other ones a secret for a little project that I'm doing. What are you reading in April? Do you have any anticipated reads? Or is there anything new coming out that you've been dying to get your hands on? I just remembered one. I think Brendan Slocum's second book, Secret of Symphonies, comes out in April. How did I forget to put that on my TBR? I am going to have to make room. Those secret books may get pushed for that one because I absolutely loved The Violin Conspiracy and I wanted to read his second book as soon as it came out. So, the joys of being a bookworm. Y'all, let me know in the comments down below what you're looking forward to reading in April. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll catch you in the next one.